have.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So let's check in. This is Sprint 16, the beginning of Sprint 16, the sprint planning session. And Mia is going to take note. And I also send a Miro board link in the scheduling channel. I need all of you to just sign in and be there as well as have an eye on the Mia's streaming notes. And okay, let's start checking with everyone. See how do you feel, and what's your intentions for this call, and what are you looking forward to and focus in this sprint. So let's start with Lauren.
I'm feeling good right now. I had a morning of mushrooms. So I have cordyceps ski in my tea, in my cacao, and I'm taking lion's mane, so I'm feeling like really alert and full of mushrooms. And my intention for this call is just to like support and getting us organized and kind of like have an overview of like what's required in the next coming weeks. And my big desire for this sprint, I mean, I really want to finish all of these outstanding comms things that I feel like I've just been like looming sprint after sprint that I haven't really like gotten the time to put a lot of attention to. So I want to finish the documentation and at least write the airdrop article so it's like ready to go. But yeah, and then also just like support with any like give back specking and any questions that Mo is going to have from design, and then just like try to communicate that across the places. So the usual. And I'll pass it to Willie.
Thanks, Lauren. I'll turn my camera on, but it's pretty dark in here. My light is all flickery, so I need to get a new light bulb. But glad to be here with you guys. I'm feeling wonderful. Yesterday, I was still feeling a little depressed after making that mistake Sunday, but I'm finally feeling better. And fortunately, everyone was really forgiving and understanding, so that helped. Intention for this call, I'm not going to have a ton of bandwidth this week because it's InCon, so I'm going to be at conference events most of the day and night this week. But I know that we've got the launch coming up, so I want to be around to just check in on progress, answer any questions, and if there are any tasks that I'd be a good fit for that I can help out with, I'd be happy to take on some work to help push us over the finish line because we're getting close. And I'll pass it.
Pass to what? To me?
Yep, to you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Hello again. I have a little backache. Regardless of that, I'm good. Don't type it, Donna. My intention is to, just finish the staking and implementing the farming stuff and prepare a working version to onboard Sharik faster. Is my intention for this sprint, and yeah, that's it. I pass it to Mia.
Good morning, I'm doing good today. My intention is just to take notes and to just be updated with everything, and I'll pass it back to Donna.
Well, thank you everyone. I'm also feeling good, and my intention in this sprint is to project management with the board going, and also test the XDAI version of Gardens. Although I have to sort out how we can make gardens in that XDAI because there's no garden for Giveth, and we have to make it. Or we can test the other gardens, which doesn't make sense. I think we need a garden, and there's no button on the page to create garden. So I have to sort that out and try to test it this week. And yeah, that's my intention. So let's go to the board. Do you have, all of you have the sign into the Miro board and have the board now in front of you?
Where is that link, Donna?
It's in the scheduling channel. Also, it's in the meeting notes. You don't want to share it. It's just because everyone can see it in their computers. You don't need to share that. So I want everyone to just sign in and we can go through the tasks. So from the beginning, we have project management. There are 3 tasks regarding project management. One is creating a board. That is done. And for this sprint, I'm going to have a meeting with Fresho. And also, I think I need Lauren's collaboration on creating roadmap, because she has a great overview of what's going on everywhere. So if Lauren, you will to help on that, it's really appreciated. And that are the roadmap tasks. Then going to give drop, we have distribution policy, which is now the post and vesting is passed. The winner was vesting, and we need to. Griff needs to post another to have another post in the forum on the percentages that like upfront, giving upfront to contributors, and how many percentages would go to the streaming part, and that's going on. And the finalized drop list also Griff is going to take on. We have to audit the list. Bowen and Hannah are going to take care of that. And Bowen is looking into frame problem in Aragon. And yesterday I got some good updates on it's working with the old Aragon, but it's a bit tricky, and he's just sorting it out. And regarding the Merkle drop list, these are the blocked tasks. These are all blocked by that frame, and also the forum post that is in progress. So this is for Give Drop. For Give Gardens, the test gardens I raised before. I assigned it to myself. And finalize the design of the gardens on Giveth.io. I know it's actually 99% there, but the 1% is the comments that people put on there. Lauren, do you have anything regarding to that part? Because I asked, but you can just.
Yeah, the only thing is Mo is going to be working on creating like some small updates this week, while Marco is like taking care of his family situation. So yeah, Marco sort of like delegated for the Give Garden design page. There's not too much that really needed to be changed or added. It was kind of just like adding one little thing. So I expect that probably that page at least will be done this week.
Yeah, and also put a comment on the gardens. We need some link to the gardens. I mean, there are 3 descriptions there. I put the comment there. It's so easy. It's not something complicated, but And also you can put updates on the board by clicking on expand, and you can just put your updates there. So we have the updates all here.
Sorry, do we have privilege to move the cards or no? Just
Yeah, you can move the cards. Yeah, you have the full privilege. You can move
how should I do it? How can I do that?
Click on it and then just drag and drop it.
I click, but when I move my cursor, what's that? The whole board moves with my. I'm using trackpad.
Click on the rectangle, not just on the white space. If you click on the white space, it's just more thing. If you click on.
Yeah, I do it, but it doesn't. Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot. I couldn't. Is there anyone who can?
Let me help you. I know what's the problem, but I think first, can you click on the white space? Not white space, the gray space behind it.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and then you just come here and click on one of the cards.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh, what's the issue?
It's just all of them together as a frame, and you just try to move the frame. And for gardens, we finalized the design of the gardens that we already looked into. For GIF farm, I mean, you have to assign this to yourself. And all the GIF farms are in light green. Is implement the skeleton of GIF farm. For this sprint, we have finalized the design, which is again Lawrence in Lawrence's hand, and we have GIF farm APIs of Sushi, Uniswap, and Balancer implementation and implementing staking. All of them are in this sprint. And there are other to-dos, which I'm not sure which one I have to bring to the next sprint, to this sprint. So I'm going to go through them, and I mean, just let me know which one is to this sprint to be gone. And it's GIF farm front end implementation of farms. GIV integration. So I mean, can you hear me? I mean, okay. Okay.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
My headphone, I don't know what was the trouble with it. Sorry, you told that you want to add some of this card to the in progress pipe, yes?
Yeah. And I'm checking with you which one I have to add to this sprint. Front end implementation of farms.
Sorry, what's the duration of this sprint? 1 week?
2 weeks. Each
We
sprint
can add it, but I'm not sure whether we can do it now because Churik will not be available for most of the sprint. You know, he will be available after 9 days.
Okay, so let's put it on the next sprint. I mean, in to do it should be remained here. Then in the next sprint we can bring it to the in progress. Then what about GIV integration?
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good one to be added. We can add. You can assign it to me.
Okay, just Let me assign it to, and for the next one is Apr Value Calculation.
Yeah, it's already done, I guess. You can put it in this sprint.
It's done, or it's
No,
already?
I should test it. It needs other functionality to implement it, like staking. So I have implemented something, but I couldn't test it yet.
Okay, and what about harvesting and withdraw either afterward? But do you think you can finish them in this sprint?
Yes, we can do it. We can add it.
Harvesting, withdraw, implementing the claiming as well, yeah?
Yes. I guess that's enough because.
Okay, so claiming, should I bring it here or?
Yeah, okay, good. For 2 weeks is okay.
Okay. And what about availability of Cherik? Do you follow? Because I added a task.
We cannot contact him for this sprint so much.
But for the next sprint, we can have it. Yeah, we can have him.
Yes. For next we will have.
Okay. So just, I don't know where to put this. Okay. So let's go to the next part, which is design, which are already empowerment from Broadtree needed. But I think Mo joined us, so.
Yeah. Just the general update on that is that Rodri's not going to be working on the designs this week, but Mo is, and Marco already sort of like delegated and put comments in the Figma for him.
Okay, thank you so much. And for development, you need clarity, on harvesting, yeah?
Sorry?
For development, you need clarity with Giveth. You need a session with Giveth to be clear on. Yeah.
No, it will be one for each staking pool.
Okay. So there is no, okay. Because yesterday you just told us to sort out the claim process and the gas price problem.
Yeah, we will not encounter such issue because we ignored implementing the harvesting all staking pool in one transaction. So that defeats the purpose of such issue. We don't have that issue anymore.
Okay. So let's go to project verification. So we have getting API keys from Giving block. Actually, should I put it in the in the sprint 16?
Yeah, that's actually done now. We have them.
Okay, cool. And what about reach out about Gemini accepting Give tokens?
In progress, as well as the badges are also in progress.
Okay. I added Mato to the board as well to just update us on that. And okay. Let's go to comms. And Ashley and Lauren, I need you guys to update the objectives on the top board. Objectives and joint commitment and joint resources, joint risks. If you think you can do that, but it's maybe unrelated to project verification and comms, but I'm not sure. So let's go to Lauren.
Wait, sorry, I didn't quite understand what you wanted us to update.
Okay, yeah. Can we go to the above team alignment map?
Oh, yeah.
We have 4 columns: objectives, joint commitments, joint resources, and joint risks.
Okay.
And if you think it's related, I'm not sure. If you think you need this, you can put it in the section. I chose a color for your paragraph, and you can put it there. And okay, Lauren, for the to-do tasks, is add links. Can you just...
What do you mean add links?
I don't know, yesterday in the meeting you told add links. I think, Mia, can you? Because...
I think it was just to the docs, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe-
I remember it. I think it was for the documentations, for the, yeah.
Oh, well, I think probably this is what it is. Mitch is working on updating the gardens documentation for OneHive in like the OneHive Gitbook. And then so with their documentation for the Give Garden, the page on the docs is just going to be like an overview with like adding links to what Mitch finishes for OneHive later. So that's probably what that is.
Should we include that in the documentation? We don't need to...
Yeah, well, I think we should include information about the gardens in our documentation and like set the framework for what is applicable to the Give garden, like for Giveth specifically, and then just like have links to like how it works, because it will work the same for all gardens to OneHive, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel, especially since Mitch is doing it anyways for them.
Oh, I wrap up documentation and added links together, so it's just one task.
Sure.
And I put it. Documentation is for the whole economy. I mean, do you want to just break it down, or?
I don't know. We could, but I think if we keep it consolidated, it's okay. Like, there's a few different pieces.
Okay.
Like, we're writing documentation for the garden, for the give backs, like for the farm. But some of them are already like done and ready for review, and some of them are still in progress. We're like probably about 50% of the way there for the whole thing. And then, yeah, it just is a matter of like putting it on docs.giveth.io. Yeah. And then, and then for the Give draft, I mean, I had started it a long time ago, but hadn't made any additional progress. But I really want to get this done, like maybe this sprint. I hope I can get it done this sprint. It's been just like on my back burner for too long, so I want to hash it out.
Okay, that's great. And you can add the links in the description, or you can add anything you want First, you have to click on expand, and then you can add every update to the card. So if you have any like documentation, it's really nice to have the links here. And also the updates. And yeah, I think that's all. So guys, let's first check with everyone that if you're happy with this board and the roadmap and project management. Do you have any comments? We can start from Lauren, then pass it on to people, and then go to the next section.
Just comments on the roadmap, or you mean like comments on what we set up for the sprint, or like just specifically on the
yeah. What we said, what we plan to do in this sprint. I want your comments and your ideas on each section. So first we start with roadmap, and then we can go through the topics in order.
Yeah, so I think that this looks good, like what we had set up for the roadmap. Yeah, I don't know. What do I say? I feel like happy with the things that we have set up for this sprint, and I'll try to add some more things to the Miro board here, like with links and things. But I also already do that in like the notes for comms, and then also in the GitHub issues. And I'm wondering if it's like maybe too many places to have to like put the same links. And if we can,
okay,
I don't know.
We can do something. I can check it out with Notion, and I can add everything from Notion to here. And then if you can check it later, I can just message you, and you can check it afterwards if anything left.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Well, thanks for organizing that, Donna. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about the roadmap. I'll pass it to Ami.
Yeah, I have nothing to add. I pass it to Mia.
Yeah, what comes up for me is just maybe like efficiency. Like yesterday, we went through most of the things. It feels to me that we went through today, and I'm wondering if meetings can be combined. You know, if things were covered already yesterday, if it's really needed to have this meeting again today. So it's just a thought to not like duplicate work and also like duplicate like the admin, you know, the notes, the like this mirror thing, kind of like what Lauren's saying. It's just a thought about it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think our meetings are so fast. It just finishes too fast, and then we can have one. I try to do everything on one meeting, and we don't need any pre-planning section. We just need the next sprint planning after our retro, and I think we can do that. Yeah, I think you're right.
I feel like we've covered most of this in yesterday's meeting, so this was just a duplicate of yesterday and could have maybe been, not needed.
Yeah, definitely. And okay, so you can pass it on to the next person. Mia.
Sorry, yeah, I'll pass it to Willie.
Okay.
Thanks. You guys are crushing it. I feel like I'm just a fly on the wall, but love all the conversation and don't really have much to add. And just looking forward to knocking these tasks out. We're getting super close, and I'm so excited to launch this. I do promise that once we launch this, I'm planning to definitely be there alongside you guys on the front lines in the Discord, handling the hopeful barrage and tsunami of community members that we get.
Okay, thank you so much.
No, you bet. Pass to Ashley.
Yeah, I kind of missed the beginning, but I don't think that I probably missed much. And I'm glad that we're trying to find tools for collaboration, but it does seem like the Miro board is like a little kind of like a duplicate of the notes in a way. And I'm curious to think about when yesterday during the meeting, Amin was talking about maybe starting like a GitHub board rather than this, which could be managed async. We could all just kind of update our issues there and make comments and let you know the status rather than like multiple meetings all the time. I know it's good to have them when we really need them, because probably coming up there will be a lot of things that we need to hack on and work through or maybe test together. But so that's definitely something that's coming up for me. But other than that, I don't really have anything to add. And I'll pass it to, I think I'm the last one. Oh.
Back to Donna.
Back to Donna.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I think of that as well, to use GitHub, but I think, I'm not sure. I just consult with Griff, and he told me we need something that we have just the overview of what's going on in the system, not just, it's not on non-technical, for non-technical, not just technical. So I thought maybe Miro board is good, and yeah, it's like double work or something like that, but it's just give you an overview. It's just a neat version of the meeting notes. I mean, but I think how we can just make it more efficient.
Yeah, and I mean, for comms, we use GitHub for non-technical stuff, and it seems to work pretty well. We do our calls seem pretty efficient, and we're able to kind of like update the issues as we go, because we can make issues even for non-technical stuff and close them and move them through the pipeline in a similar fashion to the Miro board. It just seems like so many places, you know?
Yeah. Okay,
The only thing that may be different is that the private or public board, ZenHub private is not free for private repos. It's just 30 days free trial version. But if you make your repo public, it will be free. I don't know whether all of the conversation we have is public or private.
Oh yeah.
I guess it can be public, and I don't know.
They're all live streamed on YouTube actually, so they can totally be public. Nobody looks into it.
Okay, that's good. So
one day we'll come back and watch these videos.
Is it easy to set up a ZenHub board and like make a Give economy repo? I think that this is really the best way forward, and I just have never done that before and don't know who knows how.
Yeah, we can do that. That's hard. I'm going to think of that as well, and also, yeah, because this request comes from everyone, so I think of that. Thank you guys for the hint. And on gift drop, do you have anything to add to this board? I don't want to just, an intern just speak. Anyone who has comments on gift drop, just let us know.
I want to check in on just like how we're all feeling, because we had initially, when Griff and Lauren were visiting, we had talked about potentially being able to launch Give around the end of September, or that was at least like a goal that we were aiming for. There's obviously a lot of urgency, as we all know, to launch Give ASAP. So how are we all feeling? Because we're starting a 2-week sprint. Do we think that it seems like probably by the end of the sprint, we don't necessarily have all of the remaining to-dos here, right? Like we still might need another sprint after this just to deploy everything, basically.
Yeah, I think 2 sprints from now,
okay,
we would be in good shape. So
cool. And so does everyone agree? Like if we can, not this sprint, but we can aim to have everything ready in this sprint so that the next sprint can be really focused on just launching, basically. Does anyone feel like we need more time, or another way to ask it is, does anyone feel like if we are going to do that there's something else that we need to include in this sprint to make sure that the next sprint we're ready to focus on launching?
I don't know. I think yeah, if we would be launching at the end of next sprint, we would need to have all of the design done and then like all of the development done and then have it like on staging to be tested, because I think it will take at least like a sprint to just like click all the buttons, and find all of the issues and make sure that everything's like working properly. So I don't know. It feels like maybe this sprint would need to be a little more aggressive to try to have like, okay, at the end of the sprint, like all of the design is complete and finalized, and we've also like developed like the front end and like incorporated all the things onto staging, because I think it will take at least 2 weeks to test and finish.
Agreed. And do you think we could be that aggressive in this sprint? And like, if we recognize that, do you think we could focus on getting the design and development into staging at least, like not necessarily bug free, but feature complete, ready for testing?
I think it's sort of possible. I mean, it would depend on, I think maybe like it depends on everybody, right? I think it's possible. Yeah. And I try to like poke, I'm not a designer, but I'm like, hey, finish the design as much as I can. And then, so then once that's done, like, then that's what like, Amin and Cherik need to like finish the front end stuff. So it's like, we have all of these, like the order of people, but I think it's maybe possible if everyone agrees.
I think Amin also has a really strong part on this. So can you, Amin, tell us, what do you think?
As I said, you want to have all this product ready in sprint, yes? And the question is whether it's possible or not. Yes? Is it what I understood?
Yeah, that's great.
First of all, I don't think so. After sprint, because I guess after sprint we can have a staging version available probably. The front end is rich, and so it's awesome. I don't know how much time it will take. We don't have Cherik almost for this sprint, and the next sprint he will be available, and the design is so it's complete, and it needs time to implement that huge great front end design. Although I'm not sure whether the numbers that we are encoding is completely true, because the Apr values that claiming all should be tested by users, and I'm just implementing based on my understanding. From the experience from the DAC node, I know that at least we need one sprint fully for just testing by users, and after testing we will find out the issues that come up after that.
So you think that we need 3 sprints?
Yes. Of course, some modification needs to be done to the smart contracts also. The numbers are not, I'm not sure that the numbers are really matched what we intended on the Giveth. I have deployed the smart contract values given by Edu. These are, I guess they should be reconsidered, and they should be aligned to our during. We have different streaming duration, different distribution, and all of that needs some time and work on the smart contract. Yeah, that's it. Also, the agent has not been. I have this week. I'm not fully dedicated. I don't spend all of my week to for give economy. I devote some of my time. I should devote some of my time to Giveth Sprint. So overall, we don't have even a single full-time developer on this project.
From the next sprint we have,
yeah, for the next sprint we have, but this has been not I have a new developer on Giveth to onboard, and about Cherik, he's not available this sprint, so that's it. I don't think that it's I imagine that we will have a staging version available after sprint, but not a deliverable one.
So Ashley and Mia, do you have comments regarding that? Do you?
Nothing from my side.
And from a project verification standpoint, I kind of feel like most of the things are ready for launch. Comms, we have the documentation. I guess the thing, like Lauren said, we want to be able to test it and make sure everything's working really well. And so I guess that's the most important part, is that when we do launch, that we have something that's, reliable and working. And as long as that's there, I guess that's just my point. And that's what I got.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for participating in this meeting, and I'm going to see whether I can just combine the retro session with planning, because it seems that we can do that. And also I'm going to try the Zen Hub. First, I want to know all of because I know that Ashley and Andy they like working on Zen Hub, because it's one tool. It's not just playing around between tools. But I want others' ideas as well on this. So, Willie, do you have anything to add to this?
No, I appreciate Amin's candid estimate on what it's going to take to get this done. And yeah, it's a good point. If we don't have Cherik and stuff on board, like we only have so many dev resources, so we can only do so much dev. But I do still think let's all just try and be a little bit more aggressive, like Lauren said, if we can. Let's just keep that in mind and know that we really are approaching the final stretch here, and things like designs, like maybe we can just mention that when we're reaching out to Marco and be like, hey, we're really trying to wrap as much up as we can for this sprint so we can get into launch mode, and we really need these designs. How soon can you get these and stuff like that? Just be a little more aggressive, right? Knowing that we are really approaching the finish line and there's so much urgency in getting this out.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think other than that, we'll just keep building as quickly as we can, and maybe if things go well, then we could do it in 2 sprints, and we split the second sprint into like a week of dev and a week of testing, basically. That would be like an optimistic, perfect world situation. But yeah, let's aim for the best, and then we'll shoot for the stars and hopefully at least land on the moon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for attending, and let's finish sooner. Or if there's anything you want to hack on, you can remain in this meeting. Does anyone has anything to just want to hack on, or?
I just wanted to say, Donna, because I have admin access, I believe, to our GitHub organization. So if you need help setting up the Zen Hub board or the GitHub board, I'm here to support. If you have any questions or need any help with that, just let me know and I can help.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, we have 10 minutes, 12 minutes. So let's just have a quick closing comment on how do you feel about this meeting and everything. We can start from myself. I think it's really, I agree with Mia that it's duplicated the work, but the comments and the discussions are really useful. And the question that Willie asked was really a good question, that when we will have this thing live. And I pass it on to Lauren.
Wait, sorry, what was the question? I heard your response, but not the question.
I mean, how do you feel about the closing notes? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Current
Okay.
style.
Yeah, I feel good. I appreciated Willie's question too because it's like, yeah, are we going to be ready? And then I like the go time energy. So I feel very motivated to just keep trying to keep things organized and just push forward for the things that are outstanding from my end. I'll pass it to Ashley.
Yeah, I do feel good about moving forward. Feel pretty focused. And yeah, I think that's all I really have to add for closing. And I will pass it to Amin.
Yeah, I'm so focused. I know I'm, and by the talk, by the talks of Willie. Sorry, I was distracted by a call. Yeah, I'm so I will shoot for the stars, of course, and try my best to make it happen at the end of this and say next sprint. Yeah, I will ask Chorik to whether it's possible for him to put his spare time and give for me and other stuff, other the design parts that are already designed by Marco. Yeah, is there anyone missed to pass him? Her?
I think Mia.
I passed to Mia.
Nothing to add from my side. Thanks. Back to Donna.
Okay, thank you guys for attending the meeting and have a nice day. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Thanks, Donna.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.